Okay, in this video tutorial, I will show you how to simulate a chiller system in EnergyPlus. In the previous video, we have learned how to create a VRF system in EnergyPlus and simulate it. And now, I will copy the IDF file here that we used in the previous video into a new folder. And I will rename it and then launch the EnergyPlus version 8.5 again and browse this folder. Okay. And then click IDF editor. Okay, as you can see here, the HVAC template is still for VRF, so we need to delete the object first, and also this one. But we can still use this thermostat because all the HVAC template will need thermostat. Okay, we open the EnergyPlus input-output reference again. Okay, and open the group HVAC templates. Okay, here I want to try to build this system. So this system is use fan coil systems for the indoor unit and use chiller. It use a chilled water loop. Okay, we also need to define the hot water loop. Even though we do not use hot water loop in our rail system, but we still need to assign it if we want to use this template. We can set the schedule to be off for all the time. We just need to make the object for hot water loop and also boiler. Okay, so we come back to our IDF file again. Here it is. Okay, so first one, we have to define the fan coil, zone fan coil here. Okay, we will add a new object, thermal zone space 101, thermostat VRF, supply air maximum flow rate. We can set it to auto size if we don't have any value. It means that EnergyPlus will calculate the maximum flow rate for the indoor unit which use the fan coil. Okay, so, and the outdoor air method here, we use flow per person. There are other choices that you have here. For example, flow per zone, flow per area, or some, yeah, you can check what is the difference between all of these choices. Okay, and I will just use the default here, that is the flow per person outdoor air method, and this is the rate. And there is also a system availability schedule name here, and if we let it blank, it means it's always on. But if you want it to, for example, work in a certain hour, in a certain duration, then you need to make a schedule and input it here. But for now, I will just leave it blank. Okay. And then there are also some inputs here which define about the fan parameter. So I will just use the default value for this, and after that we need to input the cooling coil type, and also this is the availability schedule for cooling coil, and I will let it blank as well. This is the cooling coil design set point. You can change it based on the actual value of your cooling coil, but I'll just use the default one. And here the hot water for the heating coil type. And I will just use the default value also here. And OK. And after that, we need to assign the chilled water loop. So we add an object in chilled water loop. Okay, so we will name it as chilled water loop. Prompt schedule, which means if blank away is fileable, so I will just let it blank for now. Yeah, I will just set the default value here. Okay. And then need to make the hot water loop even though we don't have a hot water loop in our real system, but we still need to define it in order to make this HVAC template works. Okay. And then HVAC template plain chiller. I will name it chiller 1. Chiller type would be electrical centrifugal chiller. So the difference between electric centrifugal chiller or screw chiller or reciprocating chiller is in the compressor of the chiller. So if you want to know more about each type of chiller compressor, you can check in the link that I write down in the description. Okay, so for now I will just use electric centrifugal chiller, and I will set the capacity to be auto-sized, and the nominal COP, I will set the COP 3 for now. Condenser type, there is a water-cooled or air-cooled or evaporatively cooled, but for now I will use water-cooled, which means I have to define the tower, the cooling tower, okay? And this is the sizing factor. If you want to auto-size your chiller or you want to calculate the capacity that you need for your chiller, I think it would be best if you set the sizing factor above 1. So for example, 1.1 or 1.25. Okay, for now I will just use the default. That is 1. And after that, we need to set the HVAC template plan boiler. This is boiler. Make a new object and name it boiler 1. Boiler type, I will use hot water boiler with auto-size capacity, 0.8 efficiency. Okay, the next is the HVAC template plan tower. Tower type, so we have two different choices for the tower type. First, single speed, and the second one is 2-speed. But here I will just use the single speed one. So I already input all the required part for simulating the HVAC template for fan coil chiller. Oh yeah, I need to add more zone for space 102 and space 103. And also set the thermostat here. And sorry. Okay, I think we have input all the things that we need to input. We can start simulation now. But first, we need to check our simulation control again. Okay, because it's still set to be no for the plant sizing calculation, but we have plan, the chiller plan, and the tower, the hot water plan. So we need to set it to yes. Okay, and save it. Now we try to simulate it. The simulation is finished. The simulation is finished. We can check from the HTML again. Okay, here is the simulation result. Okay, here in the analysis, we can take a look in the categories that used energy in the system, from cooling, interior lighting, interior equipment, fans, and pumps. So, and heat rejection. So fans, pump, and heat rejection is the part of the cooling system that we use. That is the chiller system, because we use water-cooled chiller. So we will need the heat rejection equipment, that is the cooling tower, and also the pumps to distribute the water from the cooling tower to the chiller to the zone, and also the fans that we use in the indoor unit. So all of this is a part of the cooling system. Okay. As we can see here, we do not use any energy for heating, even though we already set the hot water load. Because, in fact, because we use Jakarta weather file, we do not need any space to be heated. Okay. Yeah, and if you want to see the HVAC sizing summary here, as you can see, we have the same calculated design load as the previous video when we use the VRF. It comes from the heat gain from the zone, so the zone have the same heat gain source, so it will have the same design load here. And using this design load, it will calculate the design airflow. I think that's all for chiller system simulation in EnergyPlus. You also can try another type of chiller. For example, the air-cooled chiller. If you want to try, you just need to follow the instruction from the input-output reference here. This one for variable air volume system with boilers and air-cooled chillers. You can also change from using fan coil units to variable air volume. Just follow the steps here. Just follow what are the inputs needed to make these HVAC templates. Okay? So I will give a link in the description below if you want to know more about the fan coil and VAV or if you want to know the difference between these two systems. Okay, I think that's all for this video. Thank you.